All right, so we live. We live. So, what's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name's Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. It's about 11:40 p.m. over here. I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. Been doing a bunch of classes today, working, grinding it out, and coming up to chop it up with the people. You know how I do it. I haven't done any live streams solo in a while, but I plan to come back out here and chop it up with y'all to talk about the real and give y'all what's really going on outside in these streets. So let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. So the government is talking about banning TikTok. Biden said that if the bill crosses his desk, if the Senate passes a TikTok ban, which isn't really a TikTok ban, like they just want to force the company to be sold to an American who can own TikTok, and then we can control the data. We can see everybody's personal information. We can find out how many times you ordered Taco Bell on Uber Eats and all that. Like that's what they really want to do. Like they just want big data. They don't want China to have big data. Some people also say they're trying to force TikTok to be sold because many young people are being radicalized because of Palestine, and on the other social media accounts like Instagram, Facebook, they're shadow banning people who support Palestine. Meanwhile, on TikTok, China is kind of on the Palestinian sides, and they, sort of let pro-Palestinian content flourish on TikTok. This is what some people are saying. I don't really buy it so much because even before Palestine was popping off, like there were people in the U.S. government who were talking about trying to get rid of TikTok. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I find this article interesting about what China thinks about the TikTok, drama in the U.S. Because I do think it's interesting that we become protectionist, we become socialist, America becomes communist, and starts to nationalize businesses whenever foreign adversaries get involved. But when it comes to taking care of American citizens, like universal health care, higher education that's free, all that good stuff, oh no, we can't do anything for the people. You got to get it on your own. Got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, buddy. This is America, baby. Ain't no handouts. Ain't no free lunch in America. Anyway, sorry I'm ranting. I'm going to read this article real quick from the New York Times, but then we're going to get into the real content. Going to save that a bit later so people pile into the chat, and also so YouTube doesn't flag this, because YouTube got my channel with a horrible credit score. They mark your boy for everything. All my videos get limited advertisement, all that sort of stuff. YouTube always trying to censor me, but I'm always going to be out here for the people. Ozzy just jumped into the chat. Hey, Simon, class is in session and I'm ready to learn tonight. Let's go. Let's jump into this, man. I don't know if there's much learning to be done here, but I think there's a lot to be spoken about with these issues and what's going on social media, right? Because I'm here on social media too. And we're all content creators or a part of the content creation community economy. So it's good to talk about it because it's how a lot of people make their whole living or make partial living. So let's talk about social media today. So this article is from the New York Times. It's titled "What China is Saying About the TikTok Furor in Washington." A bill to force TikTok's sale in the United States has been criticized by Beijing, but has not triggered a high alert public response or retaliation. So here's a picture of futuristic China. In China they got flying robots and and mechs and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about Japan. Continuing here, this was written by Megan Tobin and Siyi Zhao, published on March 15th, 2024. So, this is not the first time that China has seen a frenzy over TikTok consume Washington. In 2020, President Donald J. Trump issued an executive order that would have forced TikTok's Chinese owners to sell the popular app, but Beijing foiled the takeover bid by American buyers by slapping curbs on technology exports. Last year, Montana lawmakers enacted a ban on TikTok in the state, but a federal judge blocked the law before it could take effect. See, China's got big Chinese nuts. They can kind of boss the US around because they can say, "Oh, you want to ban our one app? You want to ban our one app, the one thing that we've, put out there in the world?" The one way we're sort of spreading Chinese influence. Meanwhile, American influence can spread all over the world through Netflix, through Facebook, through social media, through English teachers like me who go out there and spread the American language, dialect, and tones and patterns of speech. Well, let TikTok flourish. Oh, you don't want to let that happen? Well, no more cheap iPhones for you, greedy fat Americans. I love China. China's dope. China's dope sometimes, except for what they're doing to the Uyghurs. You know what? I take that back. China's not dope. China sucks. China sucks. All these major countries kind of suck. But I just like somebody smacking America around sometimes. It makes me happy. Gonna continue here. So now U.S. lawmakers are again trying to force ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese owner, to give up control of the app. On Wednesday, the House passed a bill by a 352 to 65 vote that would force ByteDance to either sell the app or see it banned in the United States. But the fervor has not yet triggered a high alert response from China's leaders or prompted retaliatory threats against American companies. Instead, officials in Beijing have blasted the bill, but largely reiterated common criticisms of U.S. policy as unfair to China. There are several reasons for their restraint, experts said. Despite the bill's bipartisan support in the House, it faces an uncertain fate in the Senate. Mr. Trump, the expected Republican presidential nominee, has said he opposes the bill despite his 2020 executive order against TikTok, and China has legal tools it could use to try to block any sale. I wonder why Donald Trump is flip flopping on TikTok. Is it the Chinese gave him money too? Are they going to open a Trump Tower in Beijing? I wonder why. I wonder why. So, China is not ready to pull the trigger outright for a full scale retaliation against what the United States is doing, said Scott Kennedy, a China specialist at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. I doubt China would want to go to war over TikTok. Like, I bet it's not that serious to them. It's not that serious for China, but they're just wondering why America is so up in arms about it. I thought freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and the free market is what made America successful. I thought capitalism was a great thing, but no, we have to, try to block the Chinese from, doing their own thing. We flood their country with our influence all the time. You go to China, people are walking around with Yankee fitted caps and Tupac t-shirts and stuff like that. Why can't they spread their influence too? And then again, Chinese influence is not really on TikTok. TikTok is whatever you want to see on it. I've never used TikTok, never had it on my phone, never downloaded the app. I've clicked on a few, links on my browser and stuff like that. People have suggested that I upload my content on TikTok, but it's not for me. It's not for me. And I'm glad I didn't start to do it because it's about to get banned in the US. So the people that I wanted to talk to wouldn't even be able to see it. Pardon. It's not going to be banned. It's going to be sold, expropriated. Anyway, TikTok wields wide influence in the United States, particularly among younger people. It has an estimated 170 million users in the United States, up from 100 million in 2020. It has an even bigger global footprint, with an estimated 1 billion users across 140 countries. ByteDance's Chinese version of TikTok, Douyin, had more than 600 million daily active users by mid 2020, the last time it reported those statistics. I've heard some reports that say that TikTok is banned in China, so China can't be mad about us banning it. And even if it's not banned in China, the TikTok that they have in China is different than the TikTok we have in the US. We go on TikTok and see girls twerking, we see fights, and we hear QAnon conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, Chinese kids log on to TikTok. They only can use it for about 30 minutes, and most of the content on there are people doing like amazing scientific experiments and things about learning and education. So I've heard. I'm only repeating what I've heard the Chinese TikTok is like. I did not go to Shanghai to experience it myself. Going to continue here. In Washington, lawmakers say that Beijing could use TikTok to spread Chinese Communist Party messages or gain access to sensitive data about TikTok's American users. President Biden has said he would sign the House bill if it came to his desk, but Mr. Trump's opposition to the legislation has signaled to Beijing that it can keep its powder dry. If Trump's opposing view took the wind out of the bill's sails, so there is reason for Beijing and ByteDance to believe the issue will eventually wither away, said Kevin Zhu, the U.S. based founder of Interconnected Capital, a hedge fund that invests in artificial intelligence technologies. Here is the guy here. I believe Zhu Zhiqiu, TikTok's chief executive, I believe he's not even Chinese. He's not a Chinese national. I believe he's Singaporean. In fact, there's a clip of him testifying in front of the Senate committee about this TikTok sale. And one of the Republican senators grilled him over and over again. Have you ever been to China? Were you born in China? And a lot of that was sort of like borderline racist because he is an Asian man. So he assumes that every Asian person must be Chinese. But this guy was born in Singapore, a whole totally different country. Maybe he is of Chinese descent, but he is not related to, China or the Chinese Communist Party, right? Anyway, continuing here, TikTok says it has taken steps to protect American users' data and privacy. It has proposed an arrangement to store U.S. user data on domestic servers controlled by Oracle. But that effort to address lawmakers' security concerns has not come together, leaving absolutely zero trust between TikTok and Washington at this point, said Mr. Zhu. Despite years of scrutiny, a Chinese company still owns TikTok. And even if lawmakers in Washington agree to force a sale, officials in Beijing have warned in the past that such a transaction would require their approval. In 2020, when a sale of TikTok to American investors, including Oracle and Microsoft, appeared to be close, the Chinese government asserted its authority over exports it considered sensitive. Experts believe those rules encompass technology like the algorithm that powers TikTok. The move effectively scuttled attempts to put TikTok in the hands of American owners. The export controls mean China and block all right, the export controls mean China could block the sale of the very thing that makes TikTok so addictive, its powerful algorithm that divines users' interests to serve them video after video. Inside China, the belief among academics and commentators is that Beijing would not allow ByteDance to sell this technology to a foreign company. Any sale of TikTok without its core algorithm would leave a potential buyer with a much less appealing product. Jin Kanrong, a professor of international relations at Renmin University in Beijing, said on the Chinese social media platform Weibo in a post on Thursday that drew 184,000 views. I have to say this, is China's TikTok algorithm really that secret? Because if you use YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, don't they sort of feed you the same thing that you really want to see? Like if you're really into like cooking videos, you'll see a bunch of cooking videos on Instagram before you know it, after they see how you swipe and don't swipe after a few times. Hell, I'm on YouTube all the time, and my YouTube algorithm is pretty damn accurate, almost scary accurate, almost as if they know what I'm thinking, accurate. So I think a lot of these algorithms are generally the same. I don't think China needs to export their algorithm, for American companies if they were to purchase TikTok to just, figure it out themselves or insert the, Google algorithm to make it work. That's just my opinion. It seems like these technology companies know us better than ourselves. Google has all of our data. All of us right now, if you're watching me right now, if you're listening to this right now, most likely you've given up enough data that the companies know about your buying purchases, your habits, probably where you live, how old you are, what race you are, what gender you are. These companies already know who we are. And newsflash for everybody, most of them are American companies. Yes, most American companies have a monopoly on how much data is out there and what they know about us. All right, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Gonna continue here. China's state controlled media circulated a statement on Thursday by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that cited the treatment of TikTok as evidence of the United States' double standards in protecting freedom of speech. On China's social media platforms, which are censored, the push in Washington has stoked outrage over the treatment of Chinese companies. On Weibo this week, TikTok Fights Back became a trending topic after the platform urged its users to mobilize against the House bill. Many commentators characterized the bill as theft and questioned Washington's commitment to free market competition. They also worried the bill could be a template for Washington to use against other Chinese owned technology companies. Can we really do business like this? Asked Shen Yi, a scholar of cyberspace governance at Fudan University in Shanghai. Washington wielded the concept of national security as a gun to the head of any company from any country, saying, sell it or find other companies to work with. It's for your own good, Mr. Shen said. At a news briefing on Friday, Wang Wenbin, a spokesman for China's foreign ministry, demurred when asked about the latest developments in the TikTok affair in Washington. We answered questions about TikTok yesterday, he said. And that's the end of the article. I'll keep it real with you guys. I checked out mentally on the last two articles right there, because I really don't care anymore. I really don't care about what happens to TikTok, what happens to all of this. Yes, it will be sad for the small business owners who need TikTok to advertise for their business. Yes, it's sad for the, thousands, millions of other people who use TikTok generally for pure fun and enjoyment, and they control how much they use the app. They're not addicted to it. They don't watch it any more than the average American watched TV in the 90s. Yeah, it's sad, that our government wants to be this intrusive in our lives, but how much can you actually care when the bigger problem around social media is not the stupid stuff we see? Everybody loves to complain that social media is making people antisocial, that is just putting the dumbest, most basest, most rage baity thing in front of us. Really, the biggest problem with social media is how much our information is owned by a few companies, that are able to, use the cookies and all the other, technological know-how that they have to track us. We're all over the place and monitor our habits, and put ads in our face when we really just thought about buying a new pair of socks, but now you see 20 ads on the side of your screen saying, you want new socks, you want new socks. Okay, we're over this. What we came to talk about is sex. Yeah, all right, I'm about 5-10 minutes in, I can start saying all the nasty words. Nobody gives a fuck about the TikTok stuff. I don't care, because what we really need to do is get OnlyFans off the streets. What we really need to do is get OnlyFans off the streets. Biden said he would sign the ban on TikTok, but he need to sign the ban on all these hoes making their titties jump up and down and flip flop. We need to make that gone. OnlyFans is the problem outside. Because I just watched this video on this website on Reuters, and I love Reuters for putting out all these great investigative journalistic pieces that are so in depth, so interesting, so powerful. There's a video on this page where these girls are talking about they were abused, assaulted, taken advantage of by men, and unfortunately mostly black men, which is why I'm talking about OnlyFans today, because the stuff I saw in this video broke my heart, honestly. The first video, and I'll scroll down to see if you can see it, because we're going to be reading all of this. I didn't read any of this before. Most of it is very similar to the video in here, but the video is so sad. Oh man, I don't think I can find it. I can't find it. We'll catch up to it here. But in the video, there's a bunch of black men who basically, videotaped women without their consent while having sex with them and put the videos on OnlyFans. And some of the women were able to get justice, and some of them weren't. Now, I want to break all of this down. I'm not making this video to demonize black men, because, as you know, I love black people and I will defend black people with every tooth and nail in my body. I do think, though, that a lot of the pornography that's out there, some of it might be made by people who are under duress, by people who are being coerced into it, or even worse, actually being assaulted and raped. Let's keep it absolutely real. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. I wouldn't want that for my daughter, my sister, my mother, my aunt. And it breaks my heart to see that so many black men. Well, in this case, because they only picked out a few instances, and who knows, there could be tons more white men doing this dirty business than there is black men. But the ones who got caught, or the ones who had the stories published, are the ones we're talking about. So let's talk about this. Should OnlyFans be banned? Should it be only banned? What do you think? Y'all let me know in the comments. So behind the OnlyFans porn boom, allegations of rape, abuse, and betrayal. Adults only website OnlyFans has made aspiring porn stars rich and celebrities richer. But a Reuters investigation found a darker side. More than 120 people have complained to U.S. police agencies that they were featured in the site's sexually explicit content without their consent, including a woman who alleged a video of her rape was sold on OnlyFans. Laws often protect web giants while victims struggle for justice, and that's a crime. That's a shame. That's absolutely a shame, right? I've I've sowed my royal oats plenty times over as a young man in my 20s and late teens. Even I've been around. And yeah, I put stuff on tape before, but every time I put something on tape, I always deleted it because I didn't trust myself to be rational and not do something dumb like that could hurt somebody else's life forever, or hurt my own life forever. And secondly, it's not something that gets me off. If you're into, cam play, if you like recording your activities, do that. I had a cousin who like to do that all the time, record videos of himself getting down, and then he would show it to everybody. And yeah, it made me uncomfortable. But yeah, it's not something you should do generally, I would suggest. Ozzy jumped into the comment. Ozzy says, smart move. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. Absolutely. Just like all this content here. And like I said before, I'm trying to be very careful with what I say and do, and I be very thorough in what I put out there and what I say. I've never thought about doing sex work. I've never thought about making my ends meet that way. I do believe that sex workers should have the right and the ability to do so. But OnlyFans, there has to be a better way. The only way to make sex work safe for everybody is if it is state controlled. I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill, guys. The only way we can make prostitution, cam sex work, pornography, whatever, legal is if the government has full monopolization on it. Until then, we will continue to see, CP on the internet. We will continue to see all sorts of stuff flood around on the internet. I really believe that. I true wholeheartedly believe that. All right. But I'm going to continue here. This article was published March 13th, 2024. OnlyFans exposed. Let's go to Miami, Florida. Sammy remembers nearly every detail of the night in April 2022 when she says two men raped her. The Miami apartment, stark and empty, where it happened. The loud music as she screamed and told them to stop. The fear and the pain, the overwhelming sense of powerlessness. Sammy, recalling the nights in an interview, also remembers seeing a phone perched on a dresser and thinking, am I being filmed? 2 months later, on June 30th, an edited recording of Sammy's alleged assault was posted on OnlyFans, a website where people can create porn and charge for it. The video was marketed by one of her alleged assailants as quote unquote train sex, jargon for multiple men having sex with one woman, according to screenshots obtained by Reuters. I spoke about this in a live stream with my wife. Generally, Black Americans, we don't have a culture of sexism. We don't do anything like that. But we do have one weird thing, I think, in some parts of Black American culture, which is the trains. Man, I spoke about this. I forgot the exact video where I spoke about it, but it was recent. It's one of the lives I did with my wife. And yeah, the trains, not cool. They're not kosher. They're not halal. Definitely not halal. Don't do it. Don't run trains. Don't run Trismaine. Don't run the menages. Trains ain't cool. Money and blood don't mix like two dicks and one chick. Find yourself in serious shit. We heard what Biggie said. Don't do it. Trains, not cool. And especially, don't run a train on a girl that you just picked up and then posted on OnlyFans. See, this is dumb. All the criminals now are Instagramming their crimes. Who raised you, little niggas? Who raised you, little niggas? Anyway, this is the text message here. Mikkelson Romulus. Here's the text of the OnlyFans here. You can see that little boy's ashy leg hanging off the side of the bed with his socks still on. Ugh. If you have sex with your socks on, you a nasty motherfucker. All right. Full train video. This is blocked out. Glad you like it, but more good videos coming, my boy. Okay, so it looks like this guy was out here selling the videos individually to people on the OnlyFans account. All right, interesting. The full train video is here, guys. He said on OnlyFans, who wants it? OnlyFans is an adults-only website where anyone, celebrities, porn stars, cash-strapped moms, and aspiring influencers can sell sexually explicit videos of themselves. Top earners make millions of dollars a year. Created in 2016, OnlyFans now boasts almost 240 million users and has achieved mainstream fame. Beyonce name checked it in a song lyric. Rapper Iggy Azalea said it had brought her a small fortune. Mm, mm. But other people have reaped pain, not profit. They describe lives upended after sexually explicit content featuring them was posted and sold on OnlyFans without their consent. Some videos, like Sammy's, involve alleged sexual assault. Law enforcement has struggled to monitor such non consensual pornography on the website, while victims often have limited legal ended up on OnlyFans without their permission and was often sold for profit between January 2019 and November 2023. Under public records law, Reuters sought documents on cases involving OnlyFans from more than 250 of the largest law enforcement agencies in the United States, the platform's biggest market. 56 of them produced records in which people complained of explicit, non consensual posts on OnlyFans. Reuters also interviewed police officers, prosecutors, legal experts, and 9 people who said their sexual images appeared without their consent. I feel like in the back of my mind, and this is a conspiracy theory time. Let me put on my tinfoil hat. Here's now conspiracy theory Simon. I believe the government created OnlyFans to prevent the first woman president. Facts. The first, we could have the woman who could prevent World War III, demilitarize North Korea. We could have the first woman president who could end the embargo on Cuba. We could have the first woman president who could bring peace to the Middle East and make Hamas and Netanyahu hug. But the bitch got naked on OnlyFans, so now she can't get elected. This is my conspiracy theory. This is my conspiracy theory. Pretty soon, this is the only way we can have like true justice in this world. Is the only way we can truly have justice in this world is if we all get naked online. We all got to get naked on the internet, so that way all this stuff that like prevents people from being hired at jobs, from being able to rise above in society because they did something or said something stupid online. Everybody has to get naked at least one time on the internet. That way we can have our female president who can finally bring freedom to Cuba and stop America fucking with Venezuela, all that sort of stuff. All right. Ozzy jumped into the comments. He says, that's an interesting theory, but I think OnlyFans is a UK company. Okay, MI6 came up with it. James Bond, Q, the Queen, Alistair Cromley, they all came up with OnlyFans to stop the first woman who can bring peace to the Middle East. I'm serious. I'm serious. All right. Anyway, I'm going to continue here. Most of the 128 police complaints were lodged by women against men who were former sex partners. They often said the content was produced consensually but was posted without their permission or even their knowledge. In about 40% of the complaints, the video also appeared on other popular social media sites, usually as snippets to promote lengthier and more explicit material for sale on OnlyFans. The cases highlight how technology has transformed modern relationships and the porn industry. Today, anyone with a cell phone and an internet connection can make and distribute sexual videos and images. Filming and sharing these is now an accepted part of many intimate encounters, so long as it's a lover's secret. Posting those videos online, however, can feel like a major betrayal. It can also be illegal. Do you think when Steve Jobs invented the iPhone, he sent the first dick pic? Do you think when they were working on the iPhone, they knew that they were about to ruin the world and ruin so many lives and just allow sexting to run rampant with the people? Do you think they actually knew that would happen? I don't know. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Somebody should pull out Steve Jobs' iPhone and see if he got some breasticles, in the camera roll. Wait, did the first iPhone have camera roll? I'm pretty sure it did. I didn't have the first iPhone. I didn't. If you had the first iPhone, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, so some women said their unwanted appearance on OnlyFans had nearly destroyed their lives. A whole company has made money off of my biggest trauma, said Sammy, 21, in her first public comments on the case. She requested that her full name be withheld. In Texas, a woman described being forced to install a home security system after being harassed by stalkers who saw an OnlyFans video of her that went viral. A Nebraska woman says she struggled to go out in public, terrified that people might recognize her from a sex video her ex-boyfriend was selling on OnlyFans for $15. $15? $15? $15? An Illinois woman says she learned that naked images of herself were circulating from her teenage daughter who saw them online. That's got to be horrible. That's got to be horrible. Your teenage daughter saw you naked online and comes up to you and says, mommy, you went viral. Ain't that horrible? Ain't that horrible? But I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. This was a plan. It's all a plot. There a whole generation of women eliminated from the prospects of ever rising above their glass ceiling because we all saw their titties. All right. In response to a detailed account of Reuters findings, an OnlyFans spokesperson said that in the few examples where bad actors have misused our platform, OnlyFans removed the content swiftly, banned the users, and actively supported investigations and prosecutions. So, this is why I wanted to talk about this story, because many of the people that we will be covering today are black men and women. Many of the victims are black women, and many of the perpetrators, unfortunately, are black men. But let's not cast this net on all black men. But I'm bringing up this issue to say that black men, we need to make better choices, and we need to be responsible with our sexuality. We're not going to get fair treatment in the criminal justice system. And one of the stupidest things you could ever do is Instagram your crimes. I am not saying that you should go out and assault women, or you should attack them, or take it, or run trains. Please don't run trains. But if you are going to do anything, get help, get help, get help, get help. I'm not even going to tell you don't Instagram your crimes, because you should Instagram your crimes so we can catch you and get you out of society if you're assaulting our sisters, our mothers, and our cousins. But in general, please don't Instagram your crimes. Don't do it. All right. Sammy, a college student from Florida, has filed the first lawsuit under U.S. federal sex trafficking laws against OnlyFans. All right. So the spokesperson said OnlyFans had reviewed the case of Sammy and others described in this report and found that those accounts were deleted either by OnlyFans moderators or the creators themselves. Those deletions sometimes occurred a year or longer after women complained to police. A Reuters review of police records and account information from OnlyFans found. The spokesperson didn't elaborate on the cases, but said OnlyFans tightened its consent verification procedures in late 2022. The company requires proof of identification and consent from all individuals featured in any explicit content uploaded to our platform, and we moderate all uploaded content. See, this is going back to the thing that I was speaking about before about how all of these social media companies have our data, right? You sign up for Coinbase, you want to buy some Bitcoin, you got to show a picture of your ID, your passport, or something. And now that information is out there in the world too. So the balance that we have with social media is we have to balance the privacy we want to have, but also the safety we want to have while being online as well. And also to prevent harassment or other crimes to be committed against us. This is a give and take. I am pretty sure Coinbase still has a picture of my passport, and maybe they even sold my data to somewhere else, just like you probably did too if you've ever needed to verify anything with government information online. Sorry, I went on that spiel. I will continue here. So, she declined to respond to questions about how explicit content of non consenting adults could have ended up on the site when OnlyFans says it moderates everything. Combining social media glamour and the business of sex, OnlyFans casts itself as a new breed of adult website. Most big porn sites offer content for free and make money mainly from advertising. At OnlyFans, revenue is generated by its 3.2 million creators, most of them amateurs. They sell content to their subscribers or quote unquote fans, usually for a monthly fee of only $4.99 and $50. One off sales of videos and images through the site's direct messaging function can be even more lucrative. And who knows what's going on behind closed doors on the, one-to-one DMs on OnlyFans. That's gotta, if you were to take a look in there, I'm sure there's some scat in there. There's CP in there. I'm pretty sure this is why OnlyFans needs to be shut down. We worried about TikTok turning the next generation into pro-Palestinian Hamas fighters. Meanwhile, we got, people getting abused and unfortunately assaulted on OnlyFans. This is a problem. And yes, the same thing applies for OnlyFans too. There are people on there who are musicians who make knitted beanies or whatever, and they get money on OnlyFans. But the more harm is being done by OnlyFans. More harm is being done by OnlyFans. This demon needs to be removed. Guys, I'm coming out as a Republican. I'm coming out as a Christian conservative Republican right now. That's why you see me in the Mr. Rogers vest with the collar right here. I'm coming out as a Christian conservative Republican because we need to get this demon, this succubus, this this semen stealer, OnlyFans, out of society. I'm going to continue here. So the terms are attractive for OnlyFans creators. They keep 80% of their fans' payments. For OnlyFans, which takes the rest, it's a gold mine. According to the most recent filing by its British parent company, Phoenix International, OnlyFans pre-tax profit in 2022 reached $525 million. almost a hundredfold increase in just 3 years. Revenue expanded at least 20-fold to more than $1 billion. OnlyFans doesn't know how many of its creators, the spokesperson has said. Let's repeat that. OnlyFans doesn't know how many of its creators are making adult content. I would assume that at least about 80 to 90% of the people on OnlyFans are sex workers. I'm pretty sure it's not grandma knitting, something like that. There was a funny episode of South Park recently where, like, Stan, I think Stan's dad, Marsh, yeah, Randy Marsh, he started an OnlyFans and he got naked and he showed like his penis while he was like cooking. And yeah, he made no money. And then his wife started an OnlyFans in that same episode and made a ton of money. It was pretty funny. It's pretty funny. You should check out that episode. All right, continuing here, but after this water break. Mm. All right. So the platform says it also features sports, music, and other non explicit material. Beyond the United States, OnlyFans has also seen explosive growth, along with allegations of abuse against celebrities and other content creators. In Australia, a Queensland man faces trial after being accused of filming himself raping his unconscious girlfriend in 2021 and uploading the video to OnlyFans, according to court records. The man hasn't entered a plea, a court official said. In Thailand, a married couple was arrested in October on suspicion of drugging and raping four women and a 17-year-old girl, then selling videos of the acts on OnlyFans, Thai police said. The couple hasn't entered a plea but denied the rape charges, police said. And these are only the people who were caught. Let's remember that. In Romania, former kickboxer Andrew Tate is awaiting trial on rape and sexual trafficking charges connected to running an operation that allegedly forced women to create porn for OnlyFans, said Romanian prosecutors. Tate denies the charges. In Britain, Stephen Barr, or Stephen Bear, a former reality show contestant, was sentenced in March 2022 to 21 months in jail after posting a sex video of his ex girlfriend on OnlyFans without her permission. Bear, who denied all charges, was released in January after serving half of his sentence. He didn't respond to a request for comment. Reuters documented another 17 cases in Britain in which people had complained to the UK authorities of non consensual porn appearing on OnlyFans, according to public records obtained from the country's police forces. Despite the attention generated by high profile cases, law enforcement officials say the sheer size of OnlyFans and the paywall surrounding its individual creators have made it nearly impossible to monitor systematically. OnlyFans is largely a black box to outsiders, much less accessible than social media sites like Instagram, X, and Facebook. The paywall absolutely, unequivocally adds a barrier, said Joseph Scaramucci, a deputy, a deputy sheriff in Texas, who formerly worked on a U.S. Department of Homeland Security anti-human trafficking task force. That's a long job title. Some law enforcement agencies won't subscribe to OnlyFans accounts due to budgetary constraints. He said, "That's funny. That's funny. OnlyFans is so expensive. That paywall is so high that even the government is like, whoa, $50 a month to see some titties? I'll just go to the hub." That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Gonna jump into the comments here. Raider said, "We need OnlyFans guns. It's ruining young men and women." I would agree. I don't know if we agree for the same reason. I think OnlyFans should be gone because there is rape and sexual assault happening on the website, not because of some puritanical reason. I don't know who you are, Raider, because you just jumped into the comments, but yeah, this is not a conservative channel. If you're new here, I'm a communist, guys, far left guy. So yeah, I'm gonna be attacking this from a different angle on why OnlyFans needs to be gone, rather than saying that porn makes you dumb or porn's gonna make you grow hair on your palm and cross your eyes. All right, we're gonna continue here. So Rated just said, "Yeah, I just hopped onto this. It's okay to be straight up about it." All right, no problem. Anyway, let's continue here. There are other reasons perpetrators of non-consensual porn aren't held to account. Reuters found some people were reluctant to press charges against former lovers. Police often lack expertise in gathering technical evidence of cybercrimes or view the cases as low-priority misdemeanors. Women can be hesitant to share explicit images with male police and prosecutors. No federal federal law specifically criminalizes non consensual porn. It has been prosecuted under federal anti trafficking statutes in at least three cases, none of which involved OnlyFans. Complaints typically are handled by local authorities enforcing a patchwork of state laws, and they usually focus on individuals who post abusive content, not on the site that hosts it. I find that interesting that there is no federal law saying revenge porn. I would have been thought that would have been done, but I guess not. I guess not. But the way they will prosecute you for, posting revenge porn is that the state, whatever state you live in might have revenge porn laws like Louisiana, like Florida. I believe many states have revenge porn laws, but also federally, they'll prosecute you for anti trafficking, right? And I got to do a live stream about the history of white slavery and human trafficking and all that sort of stuff, because all of these terms were created just because, uh, I hate to go here. I hate to go here. But just because Jack Johnson was sleeping with a lot of white women, the black boxer at the beginning of the 20th century was sleeping with so many white women and crossing state lines with these white women who were his girlfriends, that the United States government created a law called, human trafficking and white slavery, basically implying that no white woman would want to sleep with a black man. She must be enslaved by this black man. That sort of stuff. I'm just dropping a little game here. Dropping a little game. If you don't believe me, look it up. Look it up yourself. I'm just a dumbass on YouTube, right? That's why nobody tunes into this channel, because y'all don't be picking up the game. I be sprinkling all over here. Anyway, gonna jump into the comments here. Rada said, I agree that we have different perspectives on this. Well, Rada, drop your perspective. Why do you think OnlyFans should be banned? Because we agree on the general result that needs to happen, but we have different reasons for doing it. You know, you might think that the embargo on Cuba needs to be lifted because you just want to see big booty Latinas twerking. But I think the embargo on Cuba should be lifted because the Cuban people have the right to have, I don't know, fresh bread, rice, not have to drive cars that were made over 80 years ago. Stuff like that. So let us know why you think OnlyFans should be banned, because I agree with you on that. Uh, let's continue here. I'm going to continue. So, OnlyFans CEO Kylie Blair, and that's a woman, has said that 100% of content is reviewed by human moderators aided by artificial intelligence. But the cases documented by Reuters, including the video of Sammy's alleged rape, point to significant gaps in this system. The victim is clearly saying no in the video, said Todd Falzone, a lawyer for Sammy. So, if they were really moderating that video, they would have seen and heard that. Her alleged assailants, Mickelson Romulus and Benji Charles, face charges of sexual battery and distributing obscene material. They have pleaded not guilty. Separately, in federal court in Florida, Sammy is suing the two women. Sammy is suing the two men in federal court and OnlyFans. Her lawsuit is the first to take on the platform itself under federal sex trafficking law that prohibits companies from financially benefiting from commercial sex abuses, according to a Reuters review of court filings and interviews with legal experts. Gonna jump into the comments. All right, nothing new on that, so I'll jump here. Very interesting that she's taking OnlyFans to court. I'm pretty sure OnlyFans has top-notch lawyers and they've been sued before, but I think she has a very strong case because what happened to her was so egregious. All right, going to continue here. Sammy's sex trafficking claim is part of a growing number of lawsuits by people who accuse social media sites of profiting from abusive sexual content. The suits could signal a reckoning for OnlyFans and others in the industry, said 5 lawyers who specialize in porn and sex trafficking cases. The legal landscape has shifted, said Julie Dathstrom, a human trafficking expert at Boston University School of Law. You've seen judges interpreting trafficking laws more expansively and lawyers and survivors understanding that they can bring those cases. Interesting, interesting. So here's one of the girls right here who was abused, Maria Alejandra Cardona. He exposed my entire body for $5. I can't even. Okay, I missed that part, but I'm pretty sure it's in the text. Absolutely insane, man. You got to be a little dick bastard. You got to be a weak ass man to, attack women, sexually assault women, videotape it without their consent, and post it on OnlyFans. What type of sick man are you, bro? Sick. You got to be sick. Loser mentality. All right, jumping here to the comments. Rada says, to keep it short, the divide between men and women are larger than ever. Divorce is at an all-time high, and the top reason for that is infidelity. Infidelity stems from insecurity about sexual past. I don't know about that, Rada. Rada, I'm a 33-year-old black man who has been married twice. I was married once before, and now I am married again. In my experience as being a married man 2 times over, uh, marriages don't fail because of infidelity. Very few women cheat. Men cheat happen to cheat more than men. So I don't get how you could tie OnlyFans into this, or sexual past might be brought up into that. But I'll say this: my first marriage failed because, as a young man, I was not financially ready. I was not mature enough. Marriages fail because mostly of finances. I don't know where you got this information from that people cheating on each other is the reason why marriages fall apart. Cheating might happen, but the number one reason why marriages fall apart, at least in the US, is over finances. And I think it's primarily because we live in a capitalistic system where the majority of the time men have to go out and earn way more money than women to sustain a lifestyle not only for themselves but their wives and their children. A system that is absolutely unsustainable on the mental health and actual physical well-being of men. And also at the same time, women don't have the opportunities to actually grow and flourish in a society where so many people are sexist, forbidding them from actually getting ahead. I don't think cheating is the reason why. I don't think cheating is the reason why so many people are getting divorced. It's probably because they're arguing over paying the light bill, paying the car note, paying the mortgage, paying for student loans, all that sort of stuff. You might disagree with that because it's not as simplistic as Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit or Kevin Samuels make it seem to be. But I don't know how you can talk about relationships in this modern day and age without bringing up capitalism and finances. If you just want to blame women and talk about, women bad, men good, or modern women are crazy, this is not red pill community talk here, buddy. This is not red pill community talk here, buddy. And I'm the furthest thing from the simp. I'm a player from the Himalayas who done knocked down the baddest. And I live to tell the tale. I live to tell the tale. But I have refused to ever fall into any red pill, black pill, blue pill, purple pill ideology. So yeah, infidelity contributes to 55% of the reasons for it. I would love to see your stats. I would love to see your stats, man. Point us to a study, or is this all anecdotal? Let us know how you think so many people get divorced. I don't know if you've been married, but very unlikely. It is very unlikely if you are married to a woman and you are generally a good guy that she will cheat on you. Guys, I'm letting y'all know that. As a man, as a man who's been married, been around, and I have a wife now, it is not likely she will cheat on you. Anyway, but drop your links, Rada. We'll chat it up. We'll talk about it. But I won't be pulling up links on stream, but I will check it out later. And you might be right. You might be right about infidelity. But I do think you can't talk about it without talking about capitalism, because you brought up that's 55% of marriages. What about the other, 45%? Anyway, continuing here. No face, no case. For some people, the shock of seeing their naked images on OnlyFans was followed by a futile fight for justice. Amanda DeCrosta's battle began in Florida in February 2022 when she walked into the Tampa Police Department to file a sexual cyber harassment complaint against her ex-boyfriend, Mike McFarland, a former player for the National Football League's Indianapolis Colts. I was just hoping that they would take me seriously, she said. The two had dated for about a year and then split up. McFarland afterward posted videos of them having sex on his OnlyFans and Twitter accounts without her permission, she told police. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. She kind of thick. She kind of thick in the video. On Reuters. Now, what happened to her was tragic. And, the black man, Mike McFarland, who is her boyfriend, because they showed a picture of her in the video, he's wrong for that. He should not have been tempted by her thickness to share it with the world. He should not have done that. Not at all. Not at all. And I hope I didn't accidentally watch it because, one of the hardest things, one of the reasons, probably the only reason you shouldn't watch porn, the only reason you shouldn't watch porn, because there are many reasons why there's no bad argument against it, is that you could be watching a video where somebody is underage or where somebody is getting attacked, raped, sexually assaulted, right, coerced into doing it, etc., etc. All right. I'm going to jump into the comments here. Raider says, people who cheat will cheat, regardless of whatever quality of human being you are. People will commit crimes against others, no matter who you are. It doesn't always matter. If over half of the reasons for divorce include infidelity, I don't see how that isn't a running issue in the U.S. Okay. I thought you were going to post a link to your argument that infidelity is why people break up. But if that's not what you're going to do, then okay. But yeah, people who cheat will cheat. And yeah, guess what? In life, I didn't see the link. You said you posted the link. I didn't see it. Regardless, if you say people will cheat, people who will cheat. Okay, yeah, that's what happens in life, and shit happens. Shit happens. Shit happens in life, right? But I find this very hard to believe that the majority of people are out here creeping and cheating on each other. Creeping and cheating on each other. I don't think that happens in most marriages. Getting married nowadays is the most serious thing that you could do. You're joining your finances with the person, you're joining your family, your life with that person, you're choosing to cohabit with that person for possibly 24 hours in a day. I find it very hard to say that cheating is the first thing on people's minds in a capitalist society that we live in. I find this very hard to believe. And if you so happen to get cheated on, number one, I'm sorry for you. But number two, if you consistently see yourself getting cheated on, you have to ask, why are you attracting cheaters around you to some degree? To some degree. I'm not trying to victim blame Rada if you are a person who got cheated on, or if anybody here gets cheated on. But, you know, let's keep it real, guys. Let's keep it real. I I don't know if you've been married, Rada. I asked you before, but as somebody who has been married, listen, cheating is not the number one thing that married people want to do. Most married people just want peace in their life. They just don't want drama when they come home. They don't even think about other pussy or other dick. They don't want none of that. That's too much. All right, I'm going to continue here. The two had dated for about a year and then split up. McFarlane afterwards posted videos of them having sex on his OnlyFans and Twitter accounts without her permission, she told police. DeCrosta, 28, told police that McFarlane recorded some of the sex videos without her knowledge or consent. She knew other videos existed, but said the couple had an understanding that those were private. When DeCrosta first learned in June 2020 that McFarlane, 32, had posted the videos on OnlyFans, she confronted him, and he initially took down the videos. She wrote in a sworn police statement. But in August 2021, when she revisited McFarlane's OnlyFans account, she discovered not just those videos, but also new ones recorded without her knowledge, she told police. When she saw videos of her advertised on OnlyFans for $5 each, she felt sick. McFarlane had exposed my entire body for $5. DeCrosta told Reuters, I can't even buy a full meal at McDonald's for $5. That's an even bigger indictment on America that $5 can't get you full at McDonald's. What? I remember back in the day, you could get two McDoubles, a big, large iced tea, and a small fry for I think like $4.87. What has happened to America? Maybe we do. I'm coming out as a Christian conservative now. I'm put on this "Make America Great Again" hat, but I'm talking about "Make America Great" in 2009, when $5 at Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's could get you right. Can't even get you right no more. I'm tripping. All right. DeCrosta said she contacted McFarlane again. This time he refused to take down the video, she told police. On Twitter, McFarlane posted snippets of the videos with links to his OnlyFans account, according to screenshots DeCrosta provided to Reuters and police. Another ex-boyfriend recognized her body in the videos and shared them with friends, some of whom assumed she was now in the business of doing porn, she said. It's surprising how many people watch porn. I'm pretty sure more people would find out about me tomorrow if I drop some dick pics than for all the time I've been doing this YouTube channel. For all the time I've been doing this YouTube channel, more people will find out about me tomorrow if I did porn, even if I still only had like one or two subs on my OnlyFans or wherever I leaked it, right? Because that's how quickly porn travels. There's people watching a ton of porn right now. Hell, somebody could be watching this right now and jerking off or beating their coochie up, listening to this handsome melanated black man read this story. You never know what people are doing with content. You never know. All right. McFarland told police that DeCrosta knew the recordings would be posted on OnlyFans and Twitter. It was with her consent, he told Reuters. I have nothing to lie about. X, as Twitter has been renamed, declined to comment on DeCrosta's case, but said it works to limit sensitive adult content from being shared. After consulting with the state attorney's office, police told DeCrosta the case couldn't be prosecuted. The video showed her private parts, underwear, and a bathing suit, but not her face. For the case to proceed in court, the police report said the videos had to include information that more specifically identified her. Rada jumped into the comments again. To answer your question about me, I've been engaged once and have been dating long term exclusively without intention of hookups or casual sex. Listen, man, if you don't feel comfortable revealing that information, I wasn't trying to like dox you or anything like that. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of the times people come online and talk about relationships. Meanwhile, they're in dysfunctional relationships, haven't been in committed relationships at all. So I have to know where you're coming from, where you're coming from with that. And I can just say this, infidelity might be a big reason why people break up, but I don't believe it's the majority, and I don't even believe that you could talk about infidelity without talking about capitalism, right? The majority of people meet their spouses or the people they hook up with at work. How do I know? Trust me, I laid down a few of my coworkers, a few of my coworkers. So yeah, in the capitalistic society where we're all supposed to work 40 hours a week with people that we barely know, separated from our partners, and then we come home tired, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's getting knocked down in the bathroom stalls during the lunch break by their supervisor or by the other person who at the office or something. Let's keep it real. Capitalism is the biggest reason love cannot be real in our modern society. Capitalism is the biggest reason why we cannot have stable relationships in our society. Capitalism is the reason why men and women have this disconnect in our society. And to just simplistically say it's infidelity or because of modern women having unrealistic expectations or any of those other fresh and fit and Andrew Tate talking point bullshit, that's ridiculous to come in. Look at that. If you're in a healthy relationship right now and you're engaged, Rita, then keep on doing what you're doing, buddy. You won't get cheated on. I'll give y'all all the secret to women. If you're a good man, they will not cheat on you generally. Generally, guys, if you're a good, honest, hardworking man, you keep your dick clean, you respect her, you're kind to her, you will not get cheated on. Women know, they smell a good man, they know a good man, and they do not want to let a good man go. This is Simon Hill's advice. You don't have to listen to me. I'm a twice divorced broke ass English teacher living in Budapest, Hungary. You don't have to listen to me. But in general, guys, you want to keep a good girl, she wants to keep you more than anything because these hoes are scared of being lonely. They're scared of being tossed out back in the streets. Y'all think all these girls want to be out there in the streets thotting it up, having hot girl summers? That's the last thing they want. They want to be locked down, they want to be held down. But most of the time, guys, we fuck it up. And they have this barrier up, they have this facade up, they have this way about them up that makes you think, oh, she just want to be for the streets. Really, every girl out there is just a little girl wanting a hug from a daddy, and you just got to be there for her. That's really what it is. I'm giving y'all the game, but y'all ain't listening to the sprinkles. Y'all ain't want to get sprinkled. Y'all want to repeat Andrew Tate and fresh and fit talking point bullshit and red pill, all this sort of stuff. Go ahead with that. But y'all ain't gonna get nowhere with that. Y'all just gonna be bitter incels. And you can't be a black incel. You can't be a black incel, man. You can't do that. Oh man, I'd rather you be a KKK member than a black incel. All right. Nah, it's okay. I don't feel attacked by you. I came to this video knowing there's a good chance you disagree with my views. If sex sells, sex is a part of capitalism. Sex is partly gate kept by relationships. It's talked about every day. Okay. When has sex not been talked about every day? Sex has literally in the Bible. Every chapter of the Bible is about sex. They fucking and fucking all over the fucking Bible. Uh, Rada said, I should elaborate more. It's not so much the facts of infidelity, but the fear of women having too much sexual freedom and expression that can drive away people. Okay, so I mean, if you're listen, man, if you're a man who doesn't want a woman of a certain body count or who didn't do something in her past, that's fine. I think that's okay to discriminate. I don't want to date an OnlyFans girl. I don't want to date or marry a porn star. I don't want to date or marry a stripper. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do any of that, and that's your prerogative. That's your thing. But I don't think the majority of women are sex workers. That's for sure. And the majority of women generally, have had their liaisons. They've laid down with a few, but if if you're if you're unconfident because your girl got a lot of pipe or some pipe or bigger pipe, from somebody else before she met you, and she has told you that, I mean, you just got to deal with that. You got to talk to somebody about that, man. And I'm not talking about you in particular, Rada. I'm talking about in general. In general, yes, men are the ones who are most self-conscious about our penis, about our sexual performance, about all of that. But if a girl was on OnlyFans and she was doing cam videos with just glass dildos and nipple clamps and doing JOI and ASMR and stuff like that, if that's all she was doing, what you really got to be upset about, though? That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't know, man. I don't get it. Anyway, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at. For you to say capitalism and sex aren't even partly intertwined, I say would be wrong. No, I do think sex and capitalism are ultimately intertwined. We literally can buy women's bodies on OnlyFans. That's literally what we're talking about today. Sex and capitalism are one in one. Capitalism finds a way to monetize and commoditize even sex, right? Uh, so yeah, they're definitely intertwined. It impacts everybody's relationships, even loosely. LOL, I know what you're saying. Rada says a lot of guys are self-conscious about sexual past, incredibly insecure. I would say that because that unhealthy dynamic, they cause the divorces to begin with by either cheating or otherwise causing problems. Okay, all right, Simon, honesty time. My wife told me she's had bigger dicks than mine, and I got a big dick. I got a big dick, but my wife has told me she's had bigger dicks than mine. And you know what? That's okay with me. I don't think about that every day. I don't think about that every day. Me and my wife did a live stream and we talked about it, and her body count is higher than mine. Okay. I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. But if you are a man where that sort of stuff bothers you, don't be with that girl. Don't be with that girl. Don't be around her. Find somebody else. Find you a nice Christian girl. Find you a nice Mormon girl. You get what I'm saying? That's all I can say to anybody who talks like that, because the number one thing that we need to eradicate with men is all of these rabid insecurities that we have within ourselves that make us feel like we got to up our masculinity in such a toxic way that it kills us by the time we're 55. All this pressure that we put on ourselves to have the biggest dick, have the most money, be the best fuck she's ever had in bed is going to kill us by the time we're 55. And you don't want to do that, buddy. You don't want to leave your kids when they're just now having their kids. You don't want to, work all your life and then croak over from a heart attack on the job. You don't want to do all that. No, no, you got to chill. You got to chill in life. You got to take it in stride. You got to take it in stride, man. Life should be easy. Life should be cool. Women shouldn't stress you out. It doesn't matter if you like the broad, wife the broad. That's it. I'm sprinkling game. I'm dropping heavy gems. I'm dropping razor darts on y'all, but y'all ain't catching what I'm picking up. Y'all ain't picking up what I'm putting down. Anyway, uh, all right. Raider said, OMG. All right. And then he said, Bro, I'm trying to find a nice Christian girl for real. She can fix me. I don't know if you need fixing. I don't think you need fixing. You're just a normal man. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to jump here. After consulting with the state's attorney's office, police told DeCrosta the case couldn't be prosecuted. The video showed her private parts, underwear, and a bathing suit, but not her face. For the case to proceed in court, the police report said the videos had to include information that more specifically identified her. Police closed DeCosta's case in July 2022 and told her they'd reopen it if she located any such videos. I felt hopeless, she said. Do I just need to strip naked and show you my naked body for you to believe me? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to prove to you that this is me? To violate Florida law, explicit images shared non consensually must contain personal identification information such as unique physical attributes. Mary Ann Franks, a professor at the George Washington University Law School in Washington, D.C., studies the issue of non consensual porn and is familiar with Florida's law. After reviewing DeCrosta's case at Reuters' request, she said the case would no, she said the case could have been prosecuted because there was enough context of DeCrosta in the video to allow someone, in this case a former boyfriend, to recognize her. The case speaks to a broader problem, Frank said. Not all police departments are familiar with the nuances of laws or non consensual porn, especially as some laws are relatively new. All right. Uh, Interesting. So Rada jumped into the comments here. He said, unrelated, but how is life as an English teacher? I've been struggling finding a good job, but would love to do something such as teach in Japan, maybe settle down there someday. I highly suggest, you know, anybody who is looking for purpose in life or looking for something to do, and you're sort of like wanting to be free, wanting to have options, I highly suggest English teaching as something you pursue. I did not go to university for English teaching. I went to a music school. I wanted to be a rapper back in the day, like so many other black men in my generation, right? And yeah, it didn't work out, but I've worked very hard as an English teacher, and it's done fairly well for me. I'm able to, pay for my apartment, be chatting up with y'all online for fun sometimes, able to travel the world. I'm here in Hungary making good money now after struggling for many years, as an English teacher. It's not easy, but it's a grind. It's something that is rewarding because you are helping people. It allows you flexibility and freedom, and the jobs are out there. Just keep on looking for them. And I highly suggest the website learnforgood.com. If you want any other recommendations, if you have any experience, there's other places you can go to, and I will more than happily, send recommendations out for other companies and jobs for anybody who's looking for some. They don't pay a lot, but what you got to do is patch up different companies. So you work for one company here, one company here. You got one in the afternoon, one in the morning, one in the evening. A good like 5, 6, 7 hours of your day packed up with classes. You can eat. You can eat, you can travel, you can live, you can take care of yourself. Hell, you could even take care of somebody else if you grind hard enough. Anyway, Rada said, how did you become a teacher? Was it a vocational school? Oh, word. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Okay, so my story is a bit strange. I covered it before in a previous video, but long story short, short story long, traveled to a foreign country. If you really want to start English teaching, I'd suggest first and foremost jumping and going to a place after doing some research, right? And looking up language schools in foreign countries. There's a lot in North Africa. I suggest going to like Morocco. If you're like a native English teacher, knock on a few doors. I would even suggest, sprucing up your resume. Of course, you're a native speaker, so you'll have that. And you got to have patience. You got to have patience. You got to like to learn. You have to know how to talk to people, at least, be understanding when they're slow and picking up language. And you can be a successful English teacher. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Anybody who can speak basic English, basic American English can do this job, as long as they are patient, hardworking, and willing to show up. And, they like to learn too. The thing about teaching is you're learning every day. I learn every day when I go to class, and that's the sort of mentality you have to have going into it. That's my suggestion. But go to places like Latin America, Mexico, Puerto Rico. Yeah, why not Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico might be open. Chile, Peru, Brazil, Argentina. There are many places outside of America where you could get your groove on, and maybe even places in America too. But I think they would want more experience, I would think. Anyway, going to continue here. Yeah, jumping ahead in the story. So, a Tampa police spokesperson said that detectives dedicated over 5 months to the investigation, but the evidence did not meet the criteria to establish a criminal violation. DeCrosta felt angry and let down. She thought about the personal identification information demanded by Florida law and came up with another way to protect herself in case a sexual partner secretly filmed her in the future. She walked into a tattoo parlor and had the words, "Not yours," etched on her backside. That's hard. That's hard. And as you can see, that booty got a curve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for sexualizing this woman who, got assaulted, who had her, uh, private videos leaked. But we got to appreciate the female form. No, but that tattoo is hard, and that's dope. And I hope there is justice. And yeah, the guy who did that should be in jail. Definitely, definitely. All right. Barriers to prosecution. DeCrosta's expertise. No, pardon. DeCrosa's experience illustrates the long odds of holding people who post non consensual porn to account. Of the 128 U.S. cases Reuters documented, only 28 ended in an arrest and 8 resulted in any sort of criminal conviction. 3 people went to jail, 2 for 48 hours each. Police closed 90 of the cases, including 9 for lack of evidence, 12 because investigative leads were exhausted, and 10 because the accusers decided not to pursue charges. The other 38 remained open, including 15 cases marked as inactive. Police documented some cases for informational purposes only when the accusers didn't want to pursue charges but wanted a record of the incident. 48 states, Washington, D.C., Guam, and Puerto Rico have criminalized non consensual porn in the past 2 decades, but many laws have loopholes or are weakly enforced, according to lawyers, academics, and victim advocates. Repeated efforts by the U.S. Congress to pass federal laws that criminalize non consensual porn have failed, largely due to objections by free speech advocates, Republicans. Every time they say free speech advocates, I know they're talking about conservative Republicans. Let's think about this. Republicans hate women so much. They hate women so much that they would let a girl get raped on OnlyFans, get pregnant by her rapist, and then not be able to get an abortion. Oh, and I forgot to add, her rapist is her father. Right? These are how the Republicans think about America, and this is all free speech, right? And this is about protecting the right to life and the sanctity of life. Anytime they say free speech advocates, immediately we should know they're talking about right wing conservative Republicans, buddy, who just want to make America great again. Okay, all right. Oh God, Jesus fucking Christ. All right, continuing here. Uh, 38 states classify the sharing of non consensual porn as misdemeanors, a low priority crime for some police departments. Some investigators blame the victims for allowing themselves to be filmed, said Franks, the law professor. There's not much sympathy for victims to begin with, she said. Many of the state laws now used to fight non consensual porn are designed to combat revenge porn, in which someone posts explicit images to retaliate against a former partner. But in the OnlyFans cases documented by Reuters, the motive often isn't just retribution, it's money. That's a barrier to prosecutions in some jurisdictions. In Florida's Okaloosa County, a man contacted the sheriff's office in September 2022 after discovering his ex girlfriend posted a sex video of them on OnlyFans without his permission. Under Florida law, however, the video must be published with intent to cause substantial emotional distress. Although the victim expressed emotional distress, the intent of the suspect was financial gain, and therefore the elements of this crime have not been met, the investigating detective said in the case report, which redacted the man's name. Police dropped the case. All right. And this is another reason why I'm doing this story. Here is another black woman here who unfortunately was videotaped without her consent, put on OnlyFans, and the perpetrators generally were able to get away. But we're going to read more about this story here. Rada jumped into the comments. He said, revenge porn will exist as long as porn exists, I think. I think so. I mean, Rada, we are we are very far apart. I'm a wild boy. I said earlier in the live stream, I think we can get rid of revenge porn if we make sure that all porn uploaded is from the Bureau of pornographic material sponsored by the United States government. Yes, we need a United States agency that monitors all sex work, all pornography. Every pornographic actress should be a government worker. Cherokee the ass should be just like your mailman, a good, patriotic American doing her duty, making her cheeks clap for the young men of America who need to bust one before they have to go do their final exam to relieve the stress. Yes, Tiana Trump needs to be just as valuable as the people who file our taxes. They need to be government workers. We need to have government run brothels and also government run OnlyFans. Nationalize OnlyFans. Let's nationalize OnlyFans. Let's put it out there as like America's new sort of like you know, export that we're sending out to the world, like we subsidize Tesla, like we subsidize Facebook, like we subsidize Google, and all of them. Let's subsidize OnlyFans. Have everybody who's a content creator on OnlyFans get a government contract so that they are mandated to be tested, so that they are fully consensual, that they are proven to be of age, of legal age, and that everything on there is actually legal, above ground, and we can all jerk off in peace, right? Oh, it will never happen. The world ain't ready. The world ain't ready. The world ain't ready. Make America sexy again. Ain't that right, Raider? Yep. Ski yeet. Ski yeet. I'm tripping. Uh, will this not create a prostitute class? Hey, we're all prostitutes under capitalism, right? We all work for the man to make him money. We all got pimps. They're called our managers and bosses, right? But no, I don't see anything wrong with there being, prostitutes if a woman so chooses to become a prostitute. But I do think the profession should be, because it is so dangerous, inherently dangerous, that they should be like police. We don't let there be private police forces, right? Everybody who wants to enforce the laws of society has to work for the government. So everybody who wants to serve the sex segment of society should be a government contracted sex worker. That is my opinion. I will die on this hill. Craig Mack jumped into the comments. This is the OG Craig Mack. He says, "What up, Simon? When are you traveling again? I'm heading back to Serbia again on Wednesday. Love to meet up with you in Serbia." Craig Mack, send me the time, send me the location. You gotta email me, man, so we can exchange info, or hit me up on X or something like that, so we can direct message and chat for real, for real, for real. You know how to reach me, man. My X is out there, my email is out there. You know how to reach me, man. But no, would love to meet you, and yeah, have a great time in Serbia and a safe flight. Let's get back to OnlyFans. We talking about pussy. All right. It never ends. Many OnlyFans creators rely on other social media to promote their content to potential subscribers. Some videos on OnlyFans are published or leaked on other porn sites, and some are disseminated so widely that victims are powerless to stop them. Adriana Prater said she was caught in a viral nightmare. Prater was 18 when a sex video of her appeared on OnlyFans and other websites. She was attending junior college, studying criminal justice in Tyler, Texas, in July 2019 when she met and briefly dated Anthony Rashawn Scott, then 20. So, Craig Mack said, "Thanks, Playboy." No, thank you, play on. Let's go. So, Prater says she reluctantly allowed Scott to record them having sex, but afterward asked him to delete the video. Scott assured her he did, she told police. In February 2020, Prater discovered the video on Pornhub, another big porn site, and contacted Tyler police. She said she dropped the case after Scott promised to take the video down, but later discovered it on OnlyFans. She watched helplessly as it took off on social media. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. On October 6th, 2020, a clip appeared on Scott's Twitter account, revealing her face and naked body, police records show. The caption read, "Check out my OnlyFans with over 200 plus girls," and provided a link to Scott's OnlyFans page. An 8-minute version was also posted to Reddit by an anonymous user, watermarked with the address of Scott's OnlyFans account. In comments under the Reddit post, someone identified Prater by posting her social media information, according to screenshots she shared with police. On Instagram, one person asked her, "That was you in that OnlyFans vid?" I don't know why I said it like that. All right. After being harassed by online stalkers, Prater said she installed a home security system, changed her phone number, and called police again, this time in Arlington, Texas, where she'd recently moved. "I just felt so scared," she said. All right. So here's Adriana right here. Once again, young black girls having her whole life ruined because some jackass decided he was going to try to be an online pimp, a .com panderer, something like that. Something, and yeah, so that's not cool, man. Don't do this to our sisters. Every time you see a black woman, you got to see our sister. You got to see your mama. You got to see your grandmama, man. We can't be hating and doing our black queens like this, though. We can't. No, we can't. I'm waiting for the Simon got a white wife comment. I'm waiting for it to come. I'm waiting for it to come. Jump on me. But no, for real, we gotta love our black women. Don't be posting trains you run on OnlyFans and making these young girls cry with their hair bonnets on their duvets. Don't do that. Don't do it. An Arlington police detective investigating Prater's report ran into a problem. The OnlyFans paywall. It required a $5 monthly subscription fee, so I was unable to view the contents, Detective Jacqueline Donaldson wrote in a case report. Donaldson told Reuters she knew from experience that it would be tough to convince her supervisors to pay for a porn subscription, especially when there was no guarantee it would provide usable evidence. Like all government agencies, our resources are finite. Y'all got $50. Y'all stop playing. Y'all stop playing. Y'all give these super man, the police get paid time and a half to go guard a bar mitzvah. Y'all stop playing. Y'all got the money. Y'all subscribe to OnlyFans and get it cracking. All right. So Craig Mack says, I was thinking of going to Albania, then I checked out your video again, then Kosovo, then I decided Serbia. Go to Albania, Craig Mack. I would like to hear your experience in Albania, Craig Mack. I say go. Go to Valore. Go to Valore. Have fun in Albania, man. You should do it. Anyway, all right, like all government agencies, our resources are finite, said Tim Cisco, spokesperson for the Arlington Police Department. We have to be strategic about the way we disperse them. The case might have stalled there. Without a subscription, there's almost no public information on OnlyFans accounts available to investigators. Some seek subpoenas to force OnlyFans to disclose account information, but that involves persuading a court that is relevant to an investigation. All right, jump into the comment here. Ozzy says, that's hilarious. Having to use their budget on corn videos for investigative purposes. It is. It's funny, man. It's funny. But it would make sense. I mean, they do other stuff, right? Like they make police officers, dress up like prostitutes and try to attract Johns and then arrest them. I mean, that's a waste of government money, right? So y'all can subscribe to OnlyFans and do the same thing too, right? So anyway, going here. In Prater's case, however, Donaldson says she ultimately was able to document enough evidence of a crime without Scott's OnlyFans information because the video appeared on other platforms, including Twitter. Spokespeople for Reddit and X didn't comment on Prater's case, but said their platforms strictly prohibit non consensual porn. Pornhub operator ALO said it expeditiously removed the video when it learned about it. In August 2021, a Tarrant County grand jury indicted Scott for violating Texas revenge porn law, a felony. The jury cited his Twitter post that advertised his OnlyFans page. In a conversation that Prater recorded and submitted to police, Scott told her he would pay her to drop the charges, according to the recording, which Reuters reviewed. This time, Prater refused. Scott pleaded guilty in June 2022 to publishing intimate visual material without Prater's consent and received 3 years of community supervision akin to probation. I didn't do anything wrong, Scott said in an interview. I want to leave it at that. Well, thank God he didn't have to register as a sex offender because, as bad as this is, it is very bad. Being a sex offender in America is absolutely horrible. You can't pick where you want to live, nobody will hire you. You might as well just off yourself if you're a sex offender. So, at least the young man, got away being able to hopefully rebuild his life, but yeah, probation for what he did to this girl who will have to deal with this for the rest of his life. I don't think that's absolutely fair. Though a lot of the times, though, they put black men on probation because they know you're gonna mess up. When I was on probation, they were hoping I was gonna mess up. I did my full 5 years, nothing, nothing at all, like a breeze, dog. As police investigated her case, Prater wrote to OnlyFans on February 23rd, 2021, to complain about the video and give them the name of Scott's OnlyFans account. The company replied the next day saying the video would be removed if confirmed to be non consensual, according to a screenshot of the message that Prater shared with Reuters. We take all reports of this nature extremely seriously, a help desk representative wrote to her. Prater says she never heard from OnlyFans again. According to OnlyFans, the complaint contained no actionable information. The company did not elaborate, but told Reuters its moderators deactivated the account in April 2022, more than a year after Prater's takedown request. A version of the sex video remains online, the OnlyFans watermark still visible. I still get harassed about it to this day, Prater said. It never ends. Here is the video I was telling y'all about. The video will not play sound because I don't have that with streaming with the how I have it set up. But this is a very, very good video, and you got to see this. It's so embarrassing seeing how many black men are getting caught up like this. I just want to jump ahead to this part though. These guys are the guys who raped the girl who they ran a train on. They ran a train on this girl, and they put it up on OnlyFans. And then these dumbasses started talking like the first 48. I swear to God, whoever still is getting arrested and they're talking to the police when they start asking questions, and your first answer to their question ain't lawyer, 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 you deserve to go to jail, bro. You deserve to go to jail. If you don't know at this point, every young black boy should know the word lawyer. The first word every young black boy needs to know growing up in America is I want my lawyer. Fuck you, cop. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna tell my kids, fuck 12 and I want my lawyer. That's the only thing you should say to the police. But these dumbasses right here, they handed them boys a cigarette and a Big Mac, and they started singing like the Temptations. Ain't this a goddamn shame? Goddamn shame, bro. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing people doing dumbass crimes that look like me. And I especially hate when you niggas don't know when to stop talking. Stop talking. For real, for real. Never happened. Never happened. Me. Couldn't be me. Anyway, so my heart dropped. It was me. The surge of pornography unleashed by OnlyFans and other websites in the smartphone era is reminiscent of the golden age of porn, a period in the 1970s and 1980s when another technological advance, home video players, brought porn to a much wider audience. As the porn market expands, turbocharged by social media, so does the challenge of verifying consent. OnlyFans terms of service say creators must have documents to prove the age, identity, and consent of other people who appear in their content, unless OnlyFans has already vetted those people as creators too. But multiple creators said in interviews that they have uploaded porn featuring others without providing that proof. The OnlyFans spokesperson said the company strengthened procedures in late 2022 to require proof of consent before creators could post content on the platform. Yet Reuters found more than a dozen cases filed with U.S. law enforcement agencies in 2023 in which people alleged that explicit videos or images were posted without their consent. In addition of the 9 people Reuters interviewed who said they were victims of non-consensual porn, all said they were never asked for documents. Even if you have content moderation rules that are fairly clear, against non consensual intimate images, those rules are abused regularly, said Danielle Citron, a University of Virginia School of Law professor who has studied online abuse on porn platforms. While CEO Kylie Blair pledges that OnlyFans monitors 100% of content, the terms of service say the company has no obligation to do so. We are not responsible for reviewing or moderating content. CEO Kylie Blair right here. Listen, man, as a woman, I don't know how as a woman you can be in charge of such a company. Now, on one hand, I'm happy to see women in high places doing their thing, bossing up, right, being as powerful and successful as men. But on the other hand, what are you powerful and successful over? You're over a company that generally exploits women. Generally, because let's keep it real. I've seen a ton of OnlyFans and I've never paid for it. That paywall is brittle. Everybody here, if you're a man in this chat, has seen some OnlyFans porn. OnlyFans porn. And if you pay for it, that's one thing. But if you haven't, it's out there too. You get what I'm saying? So I don't get, how as a woman, that, there are some women here who are making a ton of money, but just like any social media platform, the top 20% produce 80% of the revenue. Right on YouTube, Mr. Beast makes more than 80% of all YouTubers. Right, me more than me, that's for sure, definitely, and a lot of other people make tons of money on YouTube, but that's a very small minority. There can only be so many PewDiePies, so many Mr. Beasts. There can only be so many, Hasanabis, Vashes, whoever else is hot that I don't even know of. YouTube is so big and so vast that there are so many people making so much different content, but the very top are the ones who generate the most. This should be basic business models for everybody. So there are so many women, once again, who have joined OnlyFans thinking they're going to be like Iggy Azalea or Bad Baby or something like that. And they end up posting, a bunch of naked pics and they make $15. They posted a bunch of naked pics. They only made $15, and we just lost the opportunity for our first female president. Ain't that a bitch? Anyway, continuing here. The company spokesperson didn't address the apparent inconsistency, but said, "We know the legal identity of all our creators and work closely with law enforcement around the world. This approach means OnlyFans is an extremely hostile environment for anyone seeking to share non consensual sexual content," she said. Some women said they were only able to confirm suspicions or rumors of their appearance on OnlyFans by buying access to images or videos of themselves. Jennifer Aviles told police she initially heard about the explicit video of herself from her 15-year-old daughter. The teen discovered Twitter posts by Aviles' ex-boyfriend, William Lewis, that advertised his OnlyFans account with images of her face and body. "I got my OnlyFans set up if y'all want to see me some really good stuff," Lewis tweeted on October 18th, 2020. I looked at it and my heart dropped. It was me, Aviles, 40, of Woodstock, Illinois, recalled in an interview. Aviles knew that explicit images and videos had been taken during their 8-year relationship. "I enjoyed being recorded, then watching afterwards," she said. "I think it's why most people consent to do intimate videos." But she told police that she had asked Lewis to delete the images after they broke up. "Being vulnerable like that involves a lot of trust. Little did I know years later it would haunt me." Wanting to know exactly what Lewis had posted of her on his OnlyFans page, she paid for a $50 monthly subscription to his account. She said she discovered photos and videos of her naked body and of her engaged in sexual acts with Lewis. Aviles called the Woodstock Police Department. On August 29th, 2021, a police detective brought Lewis, 41, to the police station for questioning. During the videotaped interview, which Reuters reviewed, Lewis initially denied posting explicit material of Aviles on OnlyFans or Twitter. Then he said he couldn't remember. Then he broke down in tears. "I'm hoping this doesn't ruin the rest of my life," he said, and the bitch boy started talking. See, all right, so this is a Hispanic young man based on his last name and the tan on his hands, and he's got painted nails. If you got painted nails and you're posting women on OnlyFans, your father failed you. Your father failed you, man. Your father failed you, son. If you have painted fingernails, you broke up with your ex, and you're posting her content on OnlyFans, who raised you? Yeah, your bitch ass daddy did, I guess. God damn, what a hoe. What the hell? Okay, yeah. No, he doesn't have painted fingernails. I think that's him. Anyway. All right, I just went off on a man who is not him. Regardless, yeah, don't post it. Don't post women on OnlyFans. Don't do it. Anyway, in May 2022, Lewis pleaded guilty to one count of non-consensual dissemination of a sexual image, a felony. He received 24 months of probation. "I'm remorseful," Lewis told Reuters. "I do feel bad about putting it out there into the universe." OnlyFans confirmed it responded to a police inquiry about Aviles' case in March 2021 and that the account had been deleted the previous November. X didn't comment on the case but says it bans non consensual nudity on the platform. Far from giving consent, 11 women and 5 men involved in the case, reviewed by Reuters, told police they had no idea that images featured on OnlyFans even existed until after they had been posted. Each said the videos had been recorded without their knowledge. Tasha Blaze, 29, was among them. The Nebraska woman said she had subscribed to her ex-boyfriend's OnlyFans account out of curiosity. What she found distressed her. Her ex, Vincent Tran, 31, sent out a notification in July 2021 offering his OnlyFans subscribers a 40-second oh god, this is bad. A 47-second video of a pog or fat ass white girl. I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny and sad. That's funny and sad that they put that in there. So, yeah, once again, her ex Vincent Tran. Now we don't know what Vincent Tran looks like. He might be Vietnamese, or he might be a nigga. We don't know. But either way, if you title it Pog, it's 47 seconds, and you're selling it for how much? That's bad. That's bad. You're a loser. You're a loser. That's really bad. The video showed a distinctive tattoo. Blaze said it was hers. The next morning, Blaze contacted the Omaha Police Department. She told Reuters she also submitted an online complaint to OnlyFans about Tran's account, but never received a response. According to OnlyFans, no actionable information was provided to the platform at that time. About a month later, Blaze said she heard from the police that her case would be forwarded to the domestic violence unit. By that time, Tran had taken down the video, but Blaze still wanted him charged, fearing the post could resurface, she said. For months, Blaze said, um, Blaze said she felt distraught and uncomfortable in public, wondering who might have seen her on OnlyFans. For all I know, she said, that person may now know what the most intimate parts of my body look like, and there's nothing that I can do about it. On December 12, 2023, more than 2 years after Blaze reported the incident to police, and nearly 4 months after Reuters first inquired about the case, an arrest warrant was issued for Tran. It alleged he recorded and distributed an intimate video of Blaze without her consent, felonies in Nebraska. All right. So, I don't know. Rada said one of the funniest exclamations. He said, "Oh my good God." I don't know what "Oh my good God" is for. Is that for, titling it Pog, or posting revenge porn in and of itself? How deep this goes, I don't know. Tran remains at large. He's running from the popo. He's running from the popo for posting that pono. I cracked myself up. This is really bad. All right. Tran remains at large. Reuters reached him by telephone, however, and asked about the case. That's something I don't want to talk about, he said. Let's continue here. Once again, another black woman here. Guys, we have to treat our sisters right. We have to treat our sisters right here. All right. When I have sex, I always film it. One alleged victim of non consensual porn is setting her sights on OnlyFans itself, Sammy, the college student. Her lawsuit, filed in November 2022 in federal court in Southern Florida, isn't just about her alleged rape, but also about who profited from it. It's the first of its kind against OnlyFans, and tests whether the website is liable under federal statutes designed to protect people from companies that knowingly benefit from sex trafficking, defined as commercial sex produced under forced, fraud, or coercion. Those types of claims require that there be a financial benefit to the platform, said Carrie Goldberg, a New York lawyer specializing in non consensual porn cases. There's really no easier platform to prove that for than OnlyFans, she said, because the website takes a 20% cut of every transaction. Sammy's lawsuit cites violations of the same sex trafficking laws used in a high profile case against Pornhub. In 2021, its parent company, MindGeek, settled a sex trafficking lawsuit brought by 50 women who accused the site of hosting non consensual porn and sought $100 million in damages. Mm. So they settled. I wonder how much they settled for. I think you don't settle for less than 50%. So, 50 million for suing, suing Pornhub for that, that's a good chunk of change. And goddamn, Pornhub makes a lot of money. Who advertises on Pornhub? You think Boeing advertises on Pornhub? I'm sure Viagra does, Cialis does. But come on, who's advertising on Pornhub? I don't know. Anyway, the parent company, now called ALO Holdings, said it has comprehensive safety measures to eradicate illegal material. Sammy's case, if successful, could bring similar attention to OnlyFans and its effectiveness in policing millions of creators for legal. Experts told Reuters. It could also spur more lawsuits, they said. OnlyFans did not comment on the experts' assessments. In a court filing, OnlyFans' U.S. subsidiary, Phoenix Internet, said it will seek to have Sammy's sex trafficking case dismissed, citing free speech protections that shield social media platforms and other websites from liability for consent posted by users. If the two men did post the video, they would have violated OnlyFans' terms of service, the company said. Sammy's lawsuit against OnlyFans is on hold pending the outcome of the criminal case against the men Romulus and Charles. Reuters couldn't access the video of Sammy's alleged rape posted on OnlyFans, which her attorney said lasted about 10 minutes. Uh, Instead, reporters viewed screenshots and listened to parts of the recording played by Miami-Dade detectives while questioning Romulus and Charles. They also pieced together Sammy's story from other law enforcement records and interviews with her. All right, Reuters, you're going too deep. If there's a police report saying that the rape happened, you don't have to watch the video yourself. That's a bit much. Is that journalism? Is that journalism really? I think we could take it that we could accept the fact she got assaulted. We don't have to watch the video, right? It's not the R. Kelly tape. You don't have to see it. All right. Uh, Sammy says she found solace in singing and writing poetry. It was spring break in 2022 when Sammy, a music production student and aspiring singer, met Charles, 24, on a dating app. He invited her to a party at his apartment, she told police and Reuters. She was excited when Charles picked her up that night with Romulus, 27, in the passenger seat, but when the three arrived at the apartment, no one else was there. After some drinks and dancing, the men grew sexually aggressive, she said. Their behavior culminated in an attack in the bedroom where Sammy said she was stripped, slapped, raped, and sodomized, all while a phone recorded her from atop a dresser. I was disoriented, shocked, scared, she told Reuters. I was just overwhelmed with how powerless I felt. She gathered her clothes and tried to take refuge in the living room, she said, but was again raped there. She said Romulus stood over her, holding his phone close to his head. At the time, Sammy thought she was on FaceTime talking to someone and shielded her face with her hands. In fact, police said Romulus was recording. Afterwards, the men took her to the workplace of her friends, Chris Filbert. As she drove her home, she broke down, punching the dashboard and swearing. Sammy and Filbert said in interviews. She opened the car door and tried to hurl herself onto the highway because it felt like the moment I'm supposed to die, Sammy said. Her friend pulled her back in. It was bad, Filbert said. It was just a terrible situation. Later, she checked herself into a hospital where she called police. Meanwhile, Filbert, after learning from Sammy that she had been filmed, found Romulus's OnlyFans page using OnlyFans messaging function. He said he was interested in buying a video of three people having sex, according to screenshots of his chats with Romulus provided by Reuters to the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. That's a real friend. A real friend will get your porn tape. A real friend won't kill nobody for the rape. He's going to get the tape like Kanye did for Kim. On June 30th, Romulus sold Filbert the video for $20. The screenshot showed. More good videos coming, my boy, he told Filbert. All right, Filbert shared the video with investigators, and on July 26, 2022, Miami-Dade police arrested Romulus and Charles. They both denied they had raped Sammy. Nobody forced her, Romulus said in a video recorded interview with two detectives, which Reuters reviewed. The detectives played the OnlyFans video for Romulus on the phone. In the video, she says, "No, stop. Did you hear her?" Detective Nicole Wells said to Romulus, "She's pushing you off." Romulus said Romulus said he thought she was protesting because he was penetrating her too deeply. She knew he was being recorded and consented, he added. When I have sex with somebody, I always film it. When the detectives played, I wonder if that could be a defense. I'm sorry. Could that be a defense in court? Your Honor, I thought she was saying, no, 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 don't hit my cervix, not no, 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 don't take it. Like, do you think that could be a defense? Do you think that's ever been used? Do you think like the court ever said we need to see video evidence if he could even touch the cervix? Like, do you think that's actually ever happened? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's a bad defense. If your lawyer really makes that argument, like sometimes women say no, but they really mean yes, boy, you got to fire your lawyer, and your lawyer should probably go to jail. All right. When the detectives played the video for Charles, he said he couldn't hear Sammy saying no and didn't know the video had been posted on OnlyFans. It's unclear how long OnlyFans hosted the video or how many customers viewed it. 11 days after it was posted, a lawyer for Sammy emailed police and said she was seeking to have it removed from the site ASAP. Removed. According to OnlyFans, it deactivated the account on July 29, 2022, 3 days after Romulus's arrest. It didn't comment further on the case. The OnlyFans video remains key evidence against the defendants who are out on bond and due to stand trial later this year. Charles declined to comment, as did the public defender's office representing Romulus. The detectives questioned Romulus for an hour on the day of his arrest, then left him alone in the interview room. The camera in the room continued to record. He sank his head into his hands and spoke quietly to himself. The man who had filmed Sammy seemed unaware he was now being filmed himself. I should have never posted that video, Romulus said. I'm so stupid. That's another thing, too. You ask for your lawyer and be quiet as fuck. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing when the detectives leave the room, when they put you in the room. Don't say anything. Nothing. nothing. And Florida plays dirty. Florida plays dirty. All right, and that's the end of the story here. So that's the end of the story. Very interesting story, very sad story to see a young black man who probably, had a lot of opportunity and gifts, throw his life away over something very, very dumb. We have to be smart as men out here with our sexuality and the women we deal with and the choices we make too. It's all about choices, baby. And yeah, let's ban OnlyFans. Keep TikTok, and let's get rid of OnlyFans. But my name's Simon Hill. I hope y'all enjoyed this stream. Y'all let me know what topics y'all want me to cover next. Let me know what you think in these in your comments. Do you think OnlyFans should be banned? Do you think TikTok should be banned? Should we leave social media alone? Should social media stop tracking our data? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. My name's Simon Hill.